Buffalo Bills, Kansas City Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes going to play. Is there any thought in your mind that the Bills get the win here, or are you 100% all in on Kansas City at this point, AJ?
I'm like 95% in on Kansas City.
Me too.
I would say the Chiefs are going to win, but I can definitely see a way that the Bills could win. Like, we know at times, like the Chiefs' offense will sputter at times, and if they sputter long enough, I think the Bills' offense is explosive enough to maybe jump out to a lead and hold on to it.
It's interesting because whenever you start looking at matchups, you start thinking to yourself, like, maybe Josh and Stephon will have a good day. You know, maybe they will be able to move the ball on the offense side. And then you think on the defense side, you're like, they're a good defense, but can you keep up with the Chiefs? And it's like, well, let's look at some teams that have kept up with the Chiefs defense-wise, have been able to stop the Chiefs. There's a lot of teams that haven't been like number one defenses that the Chiefs haven't just run up the score on this year. You know, there's been more teams getting stops in moments that I didn't think they would against this year's Chiefs team, strictly because the narrative of this Chiefs team by all of us since last playoffs is this is an unstoppable team. And I have said uncompete with the bull was what I called it early in the season because it really felt like that. It was like, how are you going to stop this? You're not. And then all of a sudden, something started happening. They stopped covering all their games. Like they never covered. It just started getting close. And it's just that flip of the switch. We need to score. We need this drive. I think the Chiefs have. Can I say that the Buffalo Bills have it? I guess you could point to some examples this year. I have not done enough of it. But for me, that particular switch is one that's very difficult to beat. I think the Patriots had it for a long time with Tom. I don't know if it's just Tom or the Patriots or whenever they need a win, they get it. It feels like this is the life we're going to be living with this Chiefs team for a long time. And I love the Bills team as well, but it just feels like the Chiefs, whenever they have to do something, if they have to get a stop, they'll get a stop. If they have to score, they're going to score. It just feels like it's inevitable at some times. And it's hard for me to go ahead and go, well, I think the Bills are going to be able to travel over there and get a win, especially with Patrick Mahomes fully participating in practice now. It just feels like that's going to be a very tall task with how the Bills have played lately and with how the Chiefs have played. It seems like this is a Chiefs game, and I'd assume a lot of the money's on that. Diggs, what is the money has to be very high on the Chiefs, I'd assume, at this point.
The money is actually on the Bills. 60% of the money is on the Bills.
Oh, yes.
Wow. By the way, and I heard a stat this morning, and I think I'm correct. God. Patrick Mahomes has 9 losses, I think, in his career. And the lowest number of points that the other team to beat him has scored is 36. So you basically have to score more than 35 to beat Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, if that stat is something we should definitely base all of our information off of, which, by the way, stats don't lie. You know, stats don't lie. That one won't lie at all. It's just, I'm very fucking pumped that 60% of the money's on the Chiefs right there. That makes me feel very, very good. Nick, what's going on?
Concussion issues aside, whether it's exists or not, or it was just the nerve, are you worried about the toe at all?
Yeah, the toe's interesting, but they'll be able to give him something, AJ. I feel like that is something, a pain. Now, he won't be able to run as much as he normally does, which is a weapon, him extending plays and everything like that. But I feel like he'll be at a point where he can't even feel that toe. I might be wrong, but I feel like that's potentially something that can happen.
Yeah, you would hope they can give him something, maybe shoot up with something to make it so that's obviously not it's not on his mind. But you've heard comments from multiple coaches and players, I think, that say like the toe is not going to be an issue. They all seem to not already have moved on from that. They're more worried about, I guess, what he's going to look like. They don't want to see him wobbling anymore because Henne's going to be. I don't know, man. Henne's going to have to come in and be the hero if Mahomes can't make it.
And Chad Henne and Ryan Fitzmagic kind of have similar traits. You know what I mean? Come in and close the game out. Mm-hmm. We got you there. The toe. I had a broken toe here recently. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I didn't miss a show.
Nope. No. Not one.
Did not miss a show. So maybe the toe won't be that big of a deal. You're right. Yeah. Zito, what do the people think is going to happen this weekend? Because Zito has a poll this weekend. What is most likely going to be the Super Bowl matchup, basically? What are the numbers sitting at, Zito?
Yeah, right now, last place, we still have Chiefs-Bucks at 9.2%. Then we have Bills-Bucks, 11.5%. Packers-Bills, 36.6%. And Packers-Chiefs, 42.6%.
Okay, so this is an interesting thing now because although the money in the sports book is on the Bills, it does seem like our poll is on the Chiefs right now. So we kind of have to counterbalance here a couple of different narratives that I potentially have created. If everybody's picking it in the poll, probably not going to be what happens because the sports books know that. But then when you go to the sports books, and by the way, normally our poll matches up with the sports book money. Instead, it's the opposite here. Is that good? That's good news for us in the poll. That means here, championship weekend, us and our people are getting hot at the right time. Is that right, Dave?
It does match heavily, though, on the Packers because the Packers are getting 68% of the money. They are the highest receiving